Pass the popcorn.
Good day and welcome to Lights, Camera, Activate. I'm Jared Reed, the librarian at the Northwest Indianapolis campus, taking care of vet tech and vet assisting students. I've used iMovie for about a decade now on various projects. I found it to be very user-friendly and also gives you a chance to add some bells and whistles to give you a more professional look.
I'm Heidi Huff-Haig, the librarian at the Indianapolis East campus. And I love using iMovie because it's a quick and easy way to enhance your videos and to engage your audience. So on our campus we've used it to create activators, to send bridge messages, to welcome our market students to come and visit us, and we've even used it in class with students for projects.
And now, here's some examples of iMovie in action.
I'm Brian Marsh, Dean of Academic Affairs here at the Northwest campus, and I'm here to promote the idea of using iMovie to reach your students. During the winter break that we had, and the Bridge to Winter activities that we use to keep students engaged over their winter break, we came up with an idea to use iMovie to create small videos that we would be able to upload to both our Facebook page and to an email sent out to the students to let them know what was going on while they were gone. The turnaround time between creation and uploading was quite quick, and actually it was one of the things that got the most likes on our Facebook page. So kudos to Jared Reed and the team that actually put that together. It's a creative app and it's a fun way to get the students and faculty involved, whether you're on break or whether you're in the classroom.
Hi, I'm Abigail Oliver, Program Chair for Medical Reimbursement Technologies. This looks like a normal classroom now, but let me tell you, there's big things coming to this classroom, and I want you to see it. I can't wait for you to see it.
Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg.
Batmobile had a rusty wheel and Joker got away.
Hey!
Hi, I'm Susan King. I'm Dean at the East Campus, which is the medical campus. And we'd like to welcome all of the market students this quarter and make you feel like you're part of our campus.
I've been told I need to decorate my office for the holidays.
So pretty. It's wonderful. Good job.
Write your name on the back of the referral cards that you bring back to campus. Turn them in by Thursday, September 5th for your chance to be entered in a drawing for some great prizes.
What happened? Something just bit me. There's a snake in my purse. Oh my god. First thing, jewelry has to come off. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm freaking out, I'm freaking out.
Take off your ring, let's go wash it. Okay.
Oh my god, I can't believe that there was a snake in my purse.
I know, but you need to calm down. You need to calm down because you're spreading the venom even farther. Rest your hand.
So for our patient education video assignment that we had to do, we did a iMovie on what we would do if we were bitten by a snake, and the iMovie made it actually fun and it was easy to use, and it actually made me remember what I would do. It was more hands-on and not just, reading from a book.
Why use iMovie? You can introduce yourself to an online or blended course. You could use as an activator to introduce a new topic or spark discussion, demonstrate a skill students will be using in class, a student project for those classes meeting on ground, and more. Hollywood has the luxury to take many months to develop and plan their productions. Sadly, we don't have months, but here are some ideas to keep in mind during the planning stage to ensure a professional-looking production. Your intended audience. Is this to be viewed by students, colleagues? How does that affect the language you use? What is the overall message you're hoping to get across to your audience? Is this an activator? Supplementing a lesson from a specific course? Using this visual medium to demonstrate a procedure? How will your intended audience see the finished product? Where will it live when it's completed? Consider putting together either an outline or storyboard with the key points you're hoping to get across, any visuals you're hoping to include, and ideally a script to hold everything together. This will go a long way to helping you stay focused and anticipate any loose ends. Once you've planned out your production, there are some other details to keep in mind. Where and when are you going to capture your video? It's sometimes a challenge to get a nice group of talent to help. If individuals from your team aren't comfortable being in front of the camera, maybe they would be willing to help out behind the scenes. When you're ready to shoot your video, find a spot with sufficient lighting in an environment where the subject speaking can easily be heard. When the subject is in place, refrain from using the zoom. Try to keep a head and shoulders shot when the instructor is speaking. If there is a group activity or movement, it might be helpful to have multiple cameras to help capture the moment. Don't worry about little bobbles or extra footage. Capture whatever you can. Get some reaction shots, some establishing shots, whatever it takes to make a complete production. You'll see shortly how simple it is to edit out and discard unneeded footage. Another thing to consider at this stage would be any still images or supplemental material for your video project. Screen captures, PowerPoint slides, close-ups of demonstrations, anything that might engage your audience. Of course, you can use your iPad, take an image with another device, camera phone, or just pull down an image from the internet. They should all eventually feed into the Photos tab on your iMovie app. Ready to make some movie magic? Here's what you do first. On your iPad, locate the iMovie app. Currently, it has a gold star, which makes it fairly simple to find. Once you touch the app, your project screen will open. If you're lucky, the neon lights of the picture show will begin to buzz and you can get rolling. Direct your eyes to the bottom of the screen and locate the little plus button. Once it's pushed, you're off and running on your first project. Fortunately, this app automatically saves your projects, so you shouldn't need to be concerned about saving your work. Peace of mind. Your blank editing screen will be filled soon enough, but we'll point out a few major sections. Starting at the top left is the Media Library, which can be accessed at any time by clicking on the little button containing the musical notes and film strip. Since we have the Media Library up, let's add some clips. Stacked vertically, the clips will tell you the length and the date it was uploaded or captured. To add a clip to your timeline, simply touch the individual clip. This will frame it with a yellow box and dots called the trim handles. To preview the clip, touch the play button. If you find you're ready to upload the clip, simply hit the blue arrow button and it will whisk itself down into your timeline. Just that easy. Now add another. And a third. The clips will find their spots on the timeline and be ready for editing. But there are other elements in the media library, pictures and images you stored on your iPad that you now want to add to the project. Slide your finger along the timeline to the spot on the playhead where you're choosing to add the image. Much like the video clips, the images will pop down to the timeline once they are touched. The third media library option is audio, which you can access by tapping the button with the music notes. There are 8 options for theme music for your video if you choose. Anything from a news theme to playful, depending on the tone of your piece. Just like the video and images, if you click on the title, the audio clip will automatically load to the beginning of the timeline. Once it's loaded, you will notice the waveforms present themselves, letting you know the volume of your clip. At this point, we've covered a lot of ground. Not to worry. If you need additional help, just look for the little question mark button, which will highlight additional help tips on specific items in your project. What's more, as in many programs, there's an undo button that will give you a video mulligan just in case your finger slips or you make an error. With all the pieces in place, it's time to do some editing and tighten up your project to create an engaging piece for the intended audience. To trim your video, click on the clip once and a yellow box will appear. To trim from the left, hold down the little yellow ball on the left and move the clip down the timeline to the right. To trim from the right, hold down the little yellow ball on the right and push the clip to the left. It may take a little practice, but you will easily master the trimming process in no time at all. As for splitting a video clip, which is virtually splitting it in two, click on the clip, move the red playhead to the correct position, and swipe your finger down the red line. This will provide you with 2 pieces of video. To discard one of the clips, double-click on it and simply hit the red Delete Clip button. At this point, you may be interested in checking your work to see how things are progressing. This is the job of the viewer pane, the top right quadrant of the screen. By clicking on the play button, you can get a sneak preview of the project and troubleshoot any problem areas as you progress.
When you're ready to choose a theme that matches your storyboard idea, click on the gear symbol in the upper right-hand corner to reveal the Project Settings menu. Select a style and turn on the theme music to try one out. The types of title slides you see in the examples will have the same feel as the choices you'll have for your project throughout. You can always use the undo button next to the settings or choose a different theme if your first choice doesn't fit the feel of your project. You can also turn off the theme music and add a different track in another step. In the same settings menu, looping the background music will ensure that the music continues all the way to the end of your project. The fade in and fade out from black will give the beginning and ending of your movie a smoother feel as opposed to a jarring start and stop. If you chose to use the theme music, you'll see the green music wave pictured around your film clip. You can turn the music up, down, or off altogether by double tapping the green area and sliding the volume left or right. If you didn't care for the theme music that went with the theme settings that you selected, you can turn that off and then go into the musical notes menu on the left and choose a different theme music. You can play a sample of the clip before deciding to add it by clicking on the play icon to the right of the music name. To add it to your movie, you would tap the name. The time that's noted under the name is how long the clip will play by default. You will have the option of shortening it or looping it if you wish. The musical notes menu also contains a large variety of sound effects which can act as attention getters, comic relief, and more. You'd slide the film clip to the area that you want to add a sound effect to, and then tap on the name. The settings for the sound effects are accessed the same way they are for the music, by double tapping. You can shorten them by dragging the yellow pins left or right.
It's intermission time. Time to grab a nice healthy snack, or maybe just say hello to your neighbor. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the show. After that brief intermission, it's time to take a look at the different themes in action. Notice how the change from different themes affects the music that is being played. First up, modern. Next up, I Report. And finally, travel.
Transitions between clips can help to mask areas where you've made cuts, especially if they weren't very smooth. To add transitions between clips, double tap the inward-facing arrows that appear in the clipped area. You will have the choice of None, Cross Dissolve, where one clip fades and the other appears, or a theme transition, as well as choosing the length of time. The theme choice will be determined by the project settings you selected at the beginning. Adding titles to your film can give additional information that might otherwise be hard to process when simply spoken. An example might be a phone number or an email address. Seeing it spelled out can help avoid mistakes in transcribing what the viewer hears. You might also use titles to introduce, to define, or to wrap up new concepts. To add titles, double tap the movie clip. The title will run as long as the clip, so if you want it to appear for a shorter amount of time, you'll need to make a cut in the movie. You'll tap Title Style to reveal your list of options. Here you will find None, Opening, Middle, and Ending. And these options look different for each of the themes you've selected. An opening title often has a large image or background and typically begins with text coming from the left. The middle title will run across the bottom of the screen, and the ending title will typically begin with text coming from the right-hand side. These slides can give your project a sense of beginning, middle, and end, but they do not have to be used in that order, or you may choose all one style the whole way through, or none at all, whatever works for your project. When you're finished editing, or at any point along the way, you can give your project a name. To do so, click on the Back to Projects button in the top menu bar that looks like a piece of paper with a star. It's next to the Help button. Click on My Project to edit the title. The finished title will not appear case sensitive, but when you export it to YouTube, it will. You would also be given the opportunity to change the YouTube title before finishing the upload. If you need more help with your project, don't forget to first check out the on-screen help by clicking the question mark. Additionally, on the bottom left, you will find a More Help option. This option opens a pop-up window with step-by-step directions for the basic tasks.
After all your planning, hard work, editing, and finger swiping, you're ready to upload your masterpiece and show it to your corner of the world. First, return to the home screen and scroll over until you find the title you'd like to upload. At the bottom of the screen, locate the icon that contains an arrow bursting out of a rectangle pointed to the right. Then you'll be presented with some options. You can share movie to YouTube, Facebook, Vimeo, or place it back on the camera roll. If your campus has a YouTube account, there are several options available. You can change the title to better suit your needs, you can flip the video to private or public, and you're able to categorize your video to education, how-to, or other categories as you see fit. If you're having trouble with the uploading process, you might consider checking your Wi-Fi connection or tether your iPad and browse individual files from within YouTube.
Apple offers a support page for iMovie on the iPad at apple.com. You can find the direct web address in our accompanying conference materials. You may also try Googling different forums, blogs, and videos covering iMovie for additional ideas and how-tos. Also feel free to reach out to Jared or I for additional support.
Well, there you have it. Lights, Camera, Activate. Over the course of the presentation, we provided some tips and tricks to plan your project, capture video and images, and the main elements of the iMovie app on your iPad. You also have the awareness of how to edit your clips, add some music and a theme to your project, and finally how to upload the project to a YouTube or another site.
Hopefully this will provide a jumping off point for you to use iMovie for a course, a faculty presentation, or just to add a little more flavor to engage your students, other faculty members, and staff. Thank you very much for your time, and as always, please reach out if we can answer any questions or clarify anything about the iMovie app. We've included our contact information in the attached PowerPoint, and once again, we're Heidi Huff and Jared Reed. Thank you for your time.